JB, what's up, man?
Oh, what up?
Good to see you, dude. How we doing?
Doing good. Can't
Good, man.
complain.
Good. Looking good in the white quarter zip. I like it.
Yeah, a little
That's
something, something. Nothing too
yeah.
crazy. Shout out TV.
I got the old school white polo on. We actually I don't even know. I know we got a few of these left, but we've
That's
kind of
vintage right there. That's vintage. OG.
hey man, what's the point if you can't get some of the merch? You
Facts.
gotta have the
Facts.
newest stuff, folks. By the way, when they take the field in Ireland, it is going to be a little chilly. So if y'all are looking for something, we're going to have those quarter zips newly ordered because most people don't know that it's going to be cold
Whoa,
there.
whoa, whoa. What's how cold is gonna be up there?
You want to know? I'll look
Yeah.
it up. So August 24th last year at kickoff, it would have been 62 degrees, and it'll get down to like 55 ish, 50.
Oh, okay. That ain't that bad.
So not like freezing, but for August, I mean, y'all
Yeah,
are gonna be coming from 100 degrees.
that's true.
So that's
I'm more scared about Notre Dame. I know that's gonna be very cold in November. Boy,
yep, dude. I
but
was
we gonna
actually
make it through it though.
I guess not the last time we played Notre Dame, but the one before. It was like I think the coldest game FSU had ever kicked off in. It was November, South Bend, and like it's bad when you go somewhere and even the people from there are like, "Hey, this is not right." Like they're like, "This is too cold." So it won't be
Almost.
that bad this year, but it can get a little chilly.
Yeah, I'm finna have a lot of thermals on. A lot of thermals.
I was gonna say when it's cold, are you a sleeves guy or are you one of those O linemen that goes out there with nothing on, just like short sleeves to let them know?
Uh, I don't know. Like I'll put a sleeve on, but I found a trick where you got to put Vaseline on your body. That covers up the pores and everything. So I plan on putting a lot of Vaseline on when we go to Big Ben.
I just learned about that this year actually, but I guess that makes sense. I just thought y'all were always just the toughest dudes on the planet. Just didn't have to wear
Yeah,
sleeves.
nah, I don't like cold weather, so I ain't gonna even sit here in front on you like that.
So, dude, I just want to dive into to talking about the group that you have around you, and then we're going to take some questions from the chat. Y'all have probably one of the more experienced offensive lines in college football. I mean, just coming back on this team, you've got Mo, you got Darius, you got Rob, guys who have played a ton of football at Florida State. We got guys like
Mhm,
yourself. It's your second year here, but you're
mhm.
a fifth year senior after playing at UTEP. We got guys like Richie and Tferg who are bringing experience from other schools in.
For
What is it
sure.
like to have such an experienced room heading through the spring, the summer, and into fall?
I would say that having a more experienced room, it makes us like understand that we got to be more of like the leaders on the offense, if that makes sense. Like knowing that we have the oldest room in all the positions when it comes to on the ball on the offensive side. Just understanding that and taking on more responsibility when it comes to onus of the offense, like understanding we operating smart. Because at the end of the day, we got a new quarterback as well.
Yep.
So it's like you got Rob, Darius, and Mo who been here 5+ years, and then you got myself who just came here last year and played here. Like just understanding that like we got to step up more when it becomes to being leaders on the team.
Now, Coach Norvella said one of the biggest differences we're going to see this year is this is the fastest team he's ever coached, and that we're going to see a lot more speed. From your perspective as an offensive lineman, although I'm sure you hear fast, so you're like, oh man, gotta get that cardio up. But what
Hmm.
do you think this team's going to look like differently for fans than maybe last year's team looked like?
On the offensive side, I would say, like Coach Norvell said, a lot of more speed, like not as big of a size, but shoot, we making up the size when it comes to speed wise. Like I think, like Jalen Lucas, he just came in from Indiana,
Yep.
5'5", but that's the fastest dude I ever seen on the football field.
I was
No
actually there
cap.
for that run he broke during that scrimmage, the
Yeah, he
5 yard
was
one.
moving.
Yeah, and
There
I
was one. There was one when we were out on the screen. I was in front of him, and I'm like, "All right, we gone." And I'm about to go hit the defender, but he just ran past both of us. I was like, "Oh man!" I was like, "Can't wait to see this on in dope."
I guess you probably haven't gotten to see it, because typically he's behind you. But I mean, the
Yeah,
interesting thing about him is he can legitimately get lost behind a guy like you. I mean,
yeah.
that
He's
one
very small.
rush, you couldn't even tell who had the ball, but
Hmm.
he's so fluid when he makes that first cut.
Yeah, he's very elusive for sure. And then also, shoot, Malik Benson, you got him. You got Jalen Brown. Like, it's just a lot more speed when it comes to the receiver position that we got this year rather than last year.
Yeah,
So, but don't get it twisted though. It is we still had some things going on last year. I'm not saying that we didn't, but this year I just feel like it's going to be a lot more speed. So it's going to be interesting how we operate with that.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And just talk real quickly. Obviously, we just talked about the experience, but some of the younger guys coming along. I mean, Andre Otto, Lucas Simmons. How have you seen their growth, and what should fans expect to see from some of the younger dudes in this room this year?
Uh, for Andre and Lucas, I would say like just seeing them mature more is the biggest thing that I take from it. Like taking onus of themselves. Like Coach Atkins, he always preached to us like it ain't my career, it's y'all's career. So at the end of the day, whatever you got to fix, you got to fix it for yourself. If you want to strive to be more in this game and things like that. So like just seeing like the younger dudes understanding that like they clock ticking just like our clock is already ticking. Like a lot of us is on our last year, so it's like, do you want him to go into the portal, or do you want to be the guy to be like, nah, we got it here, we good, we gonna step up and do what we got to do.
Yeah, and I want to get this from Briley. What specific aspect of your game is the one that you most want to refine going into fall camp?
I would say the most thing that I want to improve on it going into fall camp is just my pass pro on understanding like the angles of pass protection and also not getting pushed back, like understanding like when I get on my block, just stay there. Like don't let no movement happen or anything like that. That's just my biggest thing is just working on my pass pro and just getting better every day. Because at the end of the day, everybody like you got to work on the good stuff that you're good at, just like how you got to work on the stuff that you're bad at. So
Yeah, no, and I love to hear you say that. I mean, again, kind of a tangent, but one of my big life philosophies is like it's important to analyze wins just as much as you analyze losses, right? Because you got to figure out
for
why you're
sure.
winning so you can replicate it. But this kind of rolls into this next question. But we saw some really good battles when you talk about working on holding your ground and kind of your anchor. I mean, you and Marvin Jones had some battles during the
Oh yeah,
game
Big
where
Mar.
you had a couple, but you had a couple, dude, where you put your feet in the ground, you were able to anchor
Yeah,
and sit and get DJ time. But
yeah.
Mark,
Nah, with Marvin Pat. I've been on here multiple times and told you how I felt about Patrick Payton. That's our little duo right there. We be rivaling in practice and everything. It's just like I just look at it like iron sharpens iron. Like same thing as last year with Versa and Pat. Like Marvin Jones good. I'm not gonna sit here and say that he's not. He's definitely good. It's just like I just love competing in practice with them because at the end of the day, I know they gonna give their best, and I'm gonna try to get mine every time. So
yeah, absolutely. And that was Mark's question, right? Just who's the player on the D line love going against, or
oh yeah, them two, 7-Eleven.
7-Eleven.
Yeah,
You guys put that together. See, that's more of a. We don't really have 7-Elevens in Tally. This when I was growing up, I didn't really see them until.
we got a lot of them in Texas. I ain't gonna say a lot to y'all. So that's why I was like, when I seen them put that out, I was like, y'all funny for that. That makes sense.
That was funny, man. Anthony Holland. Sorry if I got that wrong. Random question: can you dunk?
Can I dunk?
Yeah.
Of course I can dunk. The day I can't dunk is the day I'll stop playing basketball. So
Who?
yeah, I can dunk. At 325, I can still dunk.
Geez, see, that's crazy because at 185, I cannot dunk. So uh,
Mm-hmm.
I like this because we talked about your work on that pass pro, but obviously F8 Tal Jedi. I'm sorry, that's a lot of numbers, but appreciate the question. As a unit, as a whole, what do you think y'all are trying to focus most on improvement, pass pro, or is it getting all the new run protections or the run blocking with all the different new running backs that y'all have in the room and everything?
I would say the run blocking. Like last year, we was decent in the run game, but we knew that we could have did a lot more when it came to the run game to open up the pass game more. So I would say run game is the most thing that's been a big emphasis during the spring and things like that because we got a lot of new backs and then also new quarterback and everything. So understand the run concepts and then like because once you run the ball, you can go off the play action. That's one of the big things too. So if you can get the run started, then it just opens up everything else that you want to do in the offense.
So then Matt Perry kind of follows up on that, right, and says, we pull our tackles more than anyone in the country. I'm just going to trust him on that, have him run the numbers. How do you like pulling on counter versus more typical zone blocking?
Oh, I love getting out of space. That's my favorite thing to do. Screens, pulls. When it comes to me, just wanting to be able to roll and go get a linebacker or go try and go get a safety or something, I love doing that. That's my favorite thing to do personally
Yep.
because it just you get a head start on who you want to go hit. Like you're
You ever
not
have
just sitting there going 1-2 and then getting into somebody. It's just you get the pull and be like, all right, if he comes in this hole, I'm gonna try to kill him. Like
yeah. You have any that are like particularly memorable where you were coming around the pole and you could tell that the guy just wasn't ready for it? You just knew.
I would say there was one. Uh, I wouldn't say it wasn't a pool, it was a screen. So I got out on the screen and it was Wake Forest. The inside linebacker broke to go get the tray, and I just laid out and tried to just hit him. Then it spurted out for a little run. So I was like, okay, appreciate that. Put that on my little highlight tape or whatever.
No, it's hard to get out into space, man. I mean, again, you're
Yeah.
a big dude. The fact that you're able to move out there and catch linebackers, whether it's reaching on the outside zone or whether it's coming around on screens and counters,
Yeah.
is pretty impressive.
I like to call myself a big athlete.
I mean, again, you can dunk, and dunking at 325 is no joke. So I'll definitely give you that. Last one for you, man. Grillmaster asks, is offensive tackle the toughest position on the field in your eyes?
I would say, yeah, it would be offensive tackle and cornerbacks. Corners, people probably gonna hate me. Like my old line buddies probably gonna hate me for this, but I would say corners first and then us. Reason being is just because those are the two positions where you're on the island. Like
Yeah.
at corner, I give corners that because they got to guard the whole field. Us, we got probably like 5-7 yards to just protect. But the thing is just like that DN can do whatever he wants to do, but you got to go backwards and stop him.
Right. Yeah, that's always kind of physically the scary part about what y'all do is you're going against these world class athletes and you're moving backwards while you're trying to do it. And then add in all the other stuff you're trying to process with slides and all the run game assignments and all that. But dude, we really appreciate you stopping by today, JP. We won't hold you any longer. I'm sure we'll talk plenty of times before the season starts.
For sure. Go Noles. Appreciate y'all.